What's going on there, YouTube, and welcome back to another comic book video. Alright, so we are going to continue our coverage over Ultimate Spider-Man, written by Jonathan Hickman, and we do pick up with the third issue. Now, we do pick up with Mary Jane and also Richard Parker kind of wondering what in the world Peter Parker and May Parker are actually up to. Now remember, when it comes to Spider-Man in this universe, only him and May Parker know about him being Spider-Man. Mary Jane, his wife, and Richard, his son, they have no idea. But you do have the two characters acting very suspicious and kind of wondering what in the world are they possibly up to. And we come to find out that May is helping out her father Peter decide what design he should go with when he's out there being Spider-Man. And I really love this moment a lot for two different reasons. The first is that while you have Peter trying to show her different designs that he feels should be okay as Spider-Man, they're really just classic suits that we have seen in the main Marvel Universe Spider-Man. But at the same time, we saw this coming in the last chapter when it came to May Parker helping out her father design his suit to be Spider-Man. And so after a couple suits, you did have Peter and May finally decide to go with the red and blue outfit, the classic red and blue Spider-Man outfit. We then pick up with J. Jonah Jameson and Uncle Ben. Now remember, these two characters had left the Daily Bugle because they wanted more freedom when it came to reporting on stories that were happening in the city, especially because the Kingpin made sure that most of the stories that did get published were ones that he wanted to talk about. Now, with that being said, you now have JJ and Uncle Ben trying their best to make their own paper, and we see the two characters finding an office building to begin the process of opening up their own paper. But here's the problem. The office building is run down. It looks horrible. But hey, it's all their money could actually afford. Now you do have Peter Parker arrive to see the place as well. And just like us, we're like, man, this is a hot mess. But either way, you didn't have Peter realize that JJ and Uncle Ben have a map of something going on in the city. Now on this map, there are different locations that have been hit by the Green Goblin. And every single one of those places belongs to the Kingpin. And we have been seeing that in the earlier chapters of Ultimate Spider-Man. Now when it comes to Peter and Uncle Ben and JJ, they're just sharing notes. But the thing is, all they know is that this Green Goblin person is going around trying to attack different places that belong to the Kingpin. But when it comes to the Kingpin, he wants to make sure that when it comes to their papers, the Daily Bugle, they don't talk about anything about the Green Goblin, but only about Spider-Man. Now, I should mention the world, or really just New York City, they don't call Peter Parker Spider-Man yet. They say the guy in the black suit because they have not seen him in his red and blue suit yet. And so you have Peter Parker head over to a building that is also owned by the Kingpin because he's hoping that the Green Goblin will also attack that building like he did the others. Now, when it comes to Peter, he is dressed as Spider-Man in his red and blue suit for the first time out in the open for the public to see. Now, with that being said, while he does stake out the building, you do see the Green Goblin appear, except the Green Goblin is fighting against Bullseye. We get our first look of Ultimate Bullseye in the Ultimate Marvel Universe. Now, let me say, I really do like his suit a lot. It's not over the top, it's just perfect enough for me to say, you know what? That's a cool suit, and I want to see more of this character down the road in later books. Now, when it comes to Green Goblin, he believes that Bullseye is working for the Kingpin, not knowing that Bullseye is working for, supposedly, the real masters of the world. Now, for Green Goblin Spider-Man, they're kind of wondering, what does he mean by that? But we know what he means by that. He is talking about the Maker's Council. Because remember, when it came to Ultimate Invasion, we were introduced to the idea that the Maker came to this timeline to make this world in his own image. But he also had the help of his council to make sure things ran smoothly. Now, when it came to the end of Ultimate Invasion, the Maker got locked away in his own city. And so now his council, they have to go out of the way to make sure the world stays the same as the Maker left it. And so it's Bullseye saying, hey, I work for the real masters, but we already know that he is talking about the Maker's council. Either way, you do have Spider-Man jump into the battle to help out the Green Goblin to fight against Bullseye, because Bullseye is a very, good opponent for Spider-Man and Green Goblin, especially Spider-Man. You were talking about the idea of a guy whose main power is to be able to hit perfectly with his weapon when he throws them. And for Peter, you're still kind of learning the ropes of being a hero. And really, it's the same thing for the Green Goblin as well, because technically it seems he is also a hero, and he's still learning how to be a hero when going up against a character like Bullseye. But it does lead into Spider-Man and Green Goblin being able to take down Bullseye. But after doing that, it leads into a conversation between the two characters. Now, let's not forget that Harry Osborn and Peter Parker, they are not friends like they were in the main Marvel universe. But this is the beginning of their friendship. Oh yeah, I should probably mention that Harry Osborn is Green Goblin, and how we find out that he is the Green Goblin. But I do want to say it's not really a surprise, because we saw it coming literally ever since Ultimate Spider-Man #1. But either way, when it comes to Peter Parker's suit, it's not just your regular spandex suit that he puts on, it's technology based, thanks to Iron Lad. And so when it came to his mask, it began to malfunction and began to go away, to the point where it shows Green Goblin that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. Now for Green Goblin, he's kind of like, listen, if you are going to tell me who you are, even though you wasn't your choice, I should go ahead and tell you who I am as well. And so you have Harry Osborn take off his Green Goblin helmet to show us that it is Harry Osborn who is the Green Goblin. Now, like I said earlier though, these two characters are not friends at all. Literally, they have never talked to each other at all. They have lived two different lives away from each other. But this is the beginning of their friendship, or possibly the beginning of the dynamic duo of heroes in New York City that could most likely have a horrible ending when it comes to later books down the road for Ultimate Spider-Man. But either way, this is where we are going to in today's comic book video. So please leave me a like down below and subscribe. But guys, see y'all next time. Later.